So y'all remember the MG42? This MG42? Been in the test place for, God, I don't know. Been out for about 8 months as far as I could see. Really long time. However, it's still in the test place. So as you guys would have saw if you watched my most recent video talking about the new Phantom Forces update is going to be Japan based. Now this gun right here is not necessarily a Japan gun. It is, however, an LMG. Dude, what is this map? I understand we call this like a Battlefield knockoff, but this is literally a map built for 100 versus 100, not 16 versus 16. Jesus Christ. But it's a LMG that could shoot faster than a Tech 9. Kind of scary. 1600 fire rate versus a Tech 9's 1500. This is an LMG, people. Granted, you know, it's it's obviously not accurate, but 1600 fire rate on an LMG, is that even necessary? But my point of me wanting to make this video is that this gun's been in the test place for a really long time. We know that a Japan update is coming. This gun is not from Japan. It is actually, from what I understand, designed in like Nazi Germany. And are we ever gonna see it come to the main game? Now, personally, I don't want it in the main game. I think it's just dumb. If you take off the light bolt, the gun is actually decently accurate and still 1300 RPM as a LMG. I don't think we have any need for that in Phantom Forces. But the case still stands. Is this gun going to come, and when would it come to the main game? I'm sorry, I understand people are trying to work on maps, but my god, this is just brutal. It has no flow at all. Anyways, I'm curious as to see what will happen, because we know that sometimes guns don't come to the main game, but with this being in the test place so long, I wonder if they're being saved for a different update. Maybe we're going to get a Nazi Germany update. Who knows? I actually highly doubt that, but you know, just a thought. Or will it just be kind of added into a new random kind of all-around update without any specific theme? That's probably the more likely answer, is that it'll just be a random update that adds this, or it'll just get completely scrapped, which, like I said, I wouldn't necessarily mind, because we don't need this. I am, however, still curious about what's gonna happen with the future of Phantom Forces. Obviously, the game's been out for 6 years. We have over 100 guns. We really don't have many more eras of like life that we can keep taking guns from. At least ones that would even be like remotely unique. There's not really much left for us. So where do we go with content from here? I know I've always talked about Phantom Forces and updates, but this is more of not really me complaining about anything, more just general curiosity or what you guys think potentially could do to change the game up still. We know Core, the new game made by Stylus Studios, is going to take a while to come out. Estimated like another year or two. And that's a pretty big, you know, that's a pretty big wait. A lot of us want the game a lot sooner, but obviously you can't rush certain things. But that means in the meantime, Phantom Forces is still going to get updates, although not that often as we're seeing now. We're going a couple months in between updates, and you know, it is what it is. But what else is there to add? Obviously, looking at maps, nope, that's probably not it. If we look at guns, like I said, there's not much left we can really do with guns. What is the next big thing? The issue also stems from the fact that, like I said, they're working on a new gun, which means, or a new gun. They're working on Core, the new game, which means as much resources as they normally would have are not being dedicated to Phantom Forces. So something like huge overhauls, like engine overhauls or anything like that, just simply aren't going to happen, or else they wouldn't have been making Core. Core is what they're focusing on, all the real dev work going into. Meanwhile, Phantom Forces being more maintained than anything. But at the end of the day, is this kind of the final leg for Phantom Forces? I know that the game's not going to just immediately die out. That's not how these things work. And it's going to continue to thrive for probably quite some time. Even with minimal updates, still holding like 8,000 players constantly isn't too bad. When it comes to the game's longevity, what do we have left, or what do you guys think that we could have left that could really change things up? Because the truth of the matter is, it can be enjoyable and people will still play the game, but for keeping players around longer and longer, truthfully, I wish that they would pay another dev to come to work on Phantom Forces, or try to split some resources to it or something. There's still a lot of bugs that could be worked on. I know Phantom Forces is really old code. It's a lot more difficult to work with and things just won't get optimized as well as we want them to, but maybe just something. Something that's more of like game stability, bug fixing, things like that. If we can dedicate one dev or 1 or 2 devs purely to that, even if they have to hire like new people, I think that would honestly really help, because actual game content wise, not much is going to happen, unfortunately. So that's just my 2 cents on the topic. Just a quick little, you know, discussion thing to talk about today, but probably video on a different game over the next day or 2. I'll figure something out. It's literally, this is the test place and he's still using a BFG. Okay, I'm gonna end the video before I get upset.